Alright, hello and welcome to another WoWGU. So, this week we're going to be talking about Sybaris Prime. This weapon is pretty good. The deck Sybaris, as we all know, is a fairly solid weapon, and this is more of a side grade to it, which is perhaps my biggest problem with the Sybaris Prime. It is a very solid weapon, and it's very usable at most levels of the game, but comes at the very high mastery level requirement of mastery level 12, which may be just slightly above where this weapon might actually reasonably go. I've built for mostly corrosive here to get through some armor, as this weapon has a decent status chance, and it will perform very, very well during the test. We're also going to show the comparative kill time of this on a level 145 heavy gunner versus the Soma Prime with the same build, as the weapons are quite similar. However, this weapon does have double the mastery rank requirement. But Soma Prime is also vaulted right now, so there's that. It will kill enemies quite well. It doesn't have a lot of recoil anymore. And it performs well enough, like it does what you might expect. It's like, part of its biggest problem is that it's a rifle, in that rifles just aren't very good. As it stands right now in the game, they're far outpaced by shotguns, and secondaries for that matter, in terms of just raw damage output, which is a bit unfortunate for it. But like, if you wanted a burst weapon, I'd have to say that this is probably the best one in the game right now. Pretty handily, so if you're into burst fire, got really nowhere else to go. Pretty good at it. And like I said, the respectable status chance does mean this can work at higher levels, and the good damage works at the lower levels, like these. Although this is the kind of beginning of sortie levels, so you can kind of get a feel for the slightly higher than this once we do the 145 test. But yeah, it performs fine. It's just, maybe not as much damage or as much status as would probably denote an MR12 rifle, in my opinion. But it's okay. Like, I don't really have, like... It's a weird thing, because it's an MR12 weapon, and while this is, like, a really good rifle, I still don't feel like it earns MR12, because right beyond this is the Tigris Prime at MR13, and the Tigris Prime is significantly different, let's say. So, maybe it doesn't fall exactly along the power curve you might expect it to. At 2.5 critical multiplier, or maybe 35% status chance, I might be able to see it, but it just seems a little underwhelming for its requirements, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to show it on a level 145 heavy gunner from the pillar here. Trying to get as many headshots as I can. In a reasonable amount of time, of course. Upward recoil is not too bad. Takes about, like, a little over a clip and a half to kill them, using the best damage type against them. With the Soma, and I'll show that we're using the same build here. Oop, there it is. The exact same build. It's going to take about the same amount of time. It's just the MR is the part here. And in general, I find that like a weapon like the Soma has a much more versatile clip and all that business. I don't know. It's just something about the Sybaris Prime is a bit underwhelming, but it could be a little bit in part that I've never been particularly fond of burst fire weapons. So I would say definitely farm it out, as it's a pretty simple farm. But maybe this is only going to be a thing that you're going to use a lot if you really like burst weapons, and that's probably fine. I think at the current power level it's at, maybe MR10 would have been a little more appropriate. But I guess that's just kind of a nitpick on my part. It's a solid gun. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow.